Hey, how's it going, Mandy?
Hey, check me again.
Good to talk to you again.
Uh, how are things in California?
Come again? How are things in California? It's really sunny today, so we're grateful. We're very grateful. What
Good.
about you? How's it in Columbus?
Uh, it's chilly. It barely 50 today. Put
Oh
into my
no.
earbuds. Maybe you can hear me a little bit.
Okay.
Um, oh, yeah, it's kind of cloudy today. It's sort
Oh
of,
no. Oh gosh. So
yeah,
you're rocking it indoors then.
yeah, for today. Yesterday was beautiful though, so
Well, thanks for taking the time on a Sunday to
yeah,
chat with us again. I'm really excited
yeah.
because we had an initial conversation where you kind of educated us about the permanent makeup industry and just kind of told us your story about how you got into this. And so I just want to go a step deeper into really learning more about how does someone become successful in this industry and some of the choices that you made, because we've a whole slew of folks that are coming on board in the beauty industry making tough choices about how to run the business, and we think you've just made some phenomenal choices that have led to your success, so we want to share it with the
Thank you.
world.
I appreciate that. And definitely, I mean, I've been
So
praising, you and the app, PocketSuite, for a long time. It has made things pretty seamless. And I've noticed that you guys grow and add things a lot as I was also growing and adding things a lot. So it was magical that I found you guys. I don't know if you have my history or anything like that, but I think it was like 2015 or 16.
yep,
That,
2016.
yeah. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
been it's been you've been with us since the very beginning, which is awesome. So we've
Yeah.
watched you grow, you've seen us grow, and we've helped each other, which is awesome.
Yeah. It's been really awesome. And the giveaways that you have going on right now, can we talk about that for a second too?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we can let's bring that up in the rear just to tell people about like all the cool stuff when they join the
Yeah.
Pocket Suite community. But just kick it off for a minute. Can you tell us the economy's opening back up? How is that impacting your business? Are you seeing a difference in just like in the last month or so? People getting stimulus checks, people getting vaccinated. Is that making a difference for you?
Yeah. I think conversationally it's been making a difference, but thankfully we were open the last week of May. We were
Okay.
closed for about 8 weeks.
Okay.
And we had a lot of backlog of appointments to get to. And then it just sort of kept going. We weren't really sure what was going to happen because what we do is specialized and it's really not, a necessity. But
Right.
now that everyone's covering this part
Exactly.
of them,
It's all
everyone's
about
like,
the chin up, right?
I have to do all these Zoom meetings and I want my brows to be on point or, my eyes to show a little bit better in doing liner. So it's very interesting in that transition. We haven't really slowed down, maybe a little bit around the holiday. But now there is lots of conversation. Hey, I got my stimulus check. As soon as that hits, I'm gonna get on the books. Or yes, I have my vaccinations. We're ready to go and start kind of moving and grooving. And we have a pretty broad, um, what do I want to say, gamut of people. What's the word I'm looking for?
Like broad spectrum.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. 20s, 30s, up to 60s, sometimes 70s. So everyone has their own, wants and needs and preferences and stuff like that. And we're here for it.
That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that like you haven't skipped a beat since May. And do
Yeah.
you feel like there are a lot of industries where people are saying, "Wow, has demand permanently changed?" Like in the dog training industry, so many people adopted dogs that like there's just a whole new level of demand. Do you see like
Sure.
a permanent change with everybody on Zoom doing video conference where a certain category of people are now saying, "Okay, I've got to focus in on the
A
chin
lot more
up"?
awareness. Sure. Sure. A lot more awareness as they have to look at themselves, like talking and stuff. And I think that was an interesting curve for us and, our awareness and how we look and, we compare,
Yeah.
as well. And I think there's a lot of conversations happening online, showing up, on lives, and a lot of
Yep.
information being posted just, on our walls and stuff
Yep.
that we're educating anyone interested in obtaining cosmetic tattooing. So there's a lot of education happening. A lot of people are showing up to help, you know, give all that information out, for free. You
Yeah.
can kind of find out about a lot.
What typically is the thing that for people who have not done permanent makeup before, what's typically the thing that finally gets them to say, okay, you know what?
But I think you were asking about
Okay.
what makes them change their mind, what kind of gets them to take the
Yeah.
leap.
Like, yeah.
Um, I would say either their mom, that helps. I would say also just lots of research and the time put in during the day, maybe first thing in the morning or having to reapply and the frustration. So
Okay.
we get to solve that problem for them.
That's really cool. Okay. So
Yeah.
shifting gears for a minute, as we think about some new folks who might be coming into the industry as business owners, who are just starting out and, are trying to minimize the expenses of investing in the business while they learn and build their client base. One of the things that you
Yeah.
shared with us in a past interview, which was really like fascinating, is this concept of not renting a full salon, but maybe renting a seat initially
Mhm.
and being able to move geographically to different areas to build your client base. Can you
Yeah.
talk a little bit about that model as an option for folks? What should people consider in going down that path? And, sort of at what point do you then decide, okay, it's time to move into a, full salon lease?
Yeah, absolutely. So, it sort of is going to fit you and your schedule and what you're capable of. For me, it was, across the city, almost into another city. So I was, certain days at one place and then certain days at another place. And they were completely different. One was a salon and one was a medical spa. So it was a little bit different mindset and reach for, clients coming in and talking and being able to be introduced to different people. And then once, you start figuring out like, hey, I don't want to take all of my stuff everywhere. That's huge. That's one. And then also I can afford, to rent in maybe one place and then be able to kind of have your home base and whatever that might look like. The first two, those places I was speaking of were commission based.
Okay.
And then as I was transitioning to my own location where it was like 100 square foot room, they have stuff called salon lofts or my suites or solo lofts and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Um, so it was like that. And that's when I brought PocketSuite in because I was having to manage all of my kind of locations, and you guys are able to put that in there and where it was going to be, and then just is able to sort of consolidate, you know, into one location then. There's no exact, time frame. It's all going to be in the feel and the intuition in which you
Yeah.
work.
Yeah. It's interesting. You went from kind of the, renting by, the day or the week to now hiring team members who are helping you in your business.
Okay.
Can you just share a little bit about like just one or two things that you feel like are the secrets to your success to just like moving to the point where you can actually hire additional people and get additional support?
Oh gosh. I just don't stop. I don't have it in me to stop, I guess. It's, wanting the freedom of time. So if you feel as though you want a little bit more time and you're having to put a lot of time in to pay rent, maybe a loan or mortgage, whatever it is, you can partner with anybody or bring employees on or bring anybody in to sort of like help alleviate that, and also service and provide more people. And then that can kind of alleviate you a little bit. I got into the larger location that I'm in now, to be able to bring people in as well as be able to have the square footage for teaching.
Right.
So yeah, so that's been a really interesting endeavor. Much different. You can't really do it. I mean, you can absolutely do it in like 100 square feet, but you know, if you need breathing room, and now we have to have breathing room, 6 feet rules.
Right.
But yeah,
I'm
it's just all in intuition, I think.
well, you've got great intuition because you've made these strategic bets all along the way that seem like they're really paying off. I'm starting to see more and more folks in the beauty industry who are at the top of their game moving into teaching. Like, what was the decision point for you to sort of also add that as an extension to your business?
Well, there's a couple things. One thing was to sort of change the way in which things were brought to the table and taught. There wasn't somebody like me around me. And so I was alone a lot and trying to figure it all out. And when I started to think about wanting to teach, it was very much the mindset of like, I want to be the person that I needed, 10 years ago.
Right.
There's that. There's also stuff that, once you have the wear and tear on your body of doing something 10 plus years, you start thinking about these things and you're like, oh, I'm going to be, 40 really soon. And,
Already
another
there.
10, 20 years. Yeah, I'm right around the corner. So, you want to start thinking about that and you're like, oh, I don't know that I'm going to be able to like do things physically, into my 60s and 70s. What's the plan?
Right.
So a lot of, just sharing as well as, preparing,
Really smart.
I think.
Yeah, really smart. So how did you find out about PocketSuite, and can you tell a little bit about what your experience has been?
Yeah, absolutely. So I believe that I just dug. I dug all through the apps. I did give a few different tries, and I think I landed on PocketSuite at the time. You were the only app that allowed me to take a deposit. And since I was traveling different locations, I needed that ability and security, because if I was packing my stuff, girl, going, across town, and I was set up and somebody wasn't secure in that appointment, then time is money, and also your energy. And so that was huge. It was the deposits that you guys
Nice.
enabled. That was the first feature. And then from there it just continued, as you guys started to add more and more, things started to just fit. It started to just be able to be utilized. One of the biggest things that you guys did was adding providers that, I can pay my other providers through it. It's really nice that you are able to download and get all of your, financials at any point, at any given point, and really see what's going on. You guys keep track of everything really, really nice. It's organized and very easy to navigate. Really, it was just easy and pretty seamless.
So it's funny because when you first came on board in like 2016, you actually made a few testimonial videos that people can actually go and Google and see. You've been an awesome ambassador. It's pros like you that like have inspired us to create a broader kind of rewards program for our community. And so we've rolled out like our first reward cycle, and it was running from February 1st to the end of April, and then we'll have another cycle. This reward cycle, the big ticket item is a trip to Hawaii. So everyone's all expenses paid for two, for sure. We're really excited about it.
I want in on that.
We actually have a fair amount of team members who actually are based in Hawaii, so it was like a no-brainer. Like, where do you want to go? Hawaii.
Chinwei, how many team members do you guys have now? Where were you at 2016?
Oh my
gosh.
And
now where are you?
At 2016, we were probably like under 5 team members.
Yes,
in 2016.
You guys were a small business too.
Exactly. And so now we're like 20 plus, which is still not that many, but we're growing.
That's
but what
fantastic.
we work with a bunch of other providers, Twilio, Stripe, a lot of other really big organizations to really extend our team. And then we
Yeah,
have a number of like additional support folks that really help us throughout the country.
that's great. That's incredible. That's great.
So we have things like an Apple Watch, we have Yeti cups, we have these awesome bags.
I
We have a
know all that stuff to give
$500
away.
cash prize for whoever's the front runner. There's no minimum threshold. Whoever the front runner is, that's paid out. So we really want to say thank you, because when you share information about PocketSuite with others, you know, when they come to the who are getting the most benefit from it. So it really makes a difference. And so this is just the beginning. In the next reward cycle, you're going to hear things like we're sponsoring people to go to conferences in their own industry. We're sponsoring folks to host meetups and clubhouse events. Our whole thing
That's
is
huge.
yeah, because our thing is like, look, you do your thing in community, build your business, have your network, and then share the things that have made a difference for you. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all we're excited about. So we want to
Yeah.
just do it in your spaces and support you where you are. So stay tuned on that front.
That's huge. That's huge. That's just, you know, I haven't heard of any other, you know, platform doing that as far as, you know, being that involved. One of the things that I didn't see coming from PocketSuite was when we were in quarantine, that there was already like a team in place to show support and be
Yes.
there for us to navigate a little bit,
Yeah.
just creating a sense of community to like the OMG, what the heck kind
Exactly.
of
What's
vibe
going
that was
on?
happening. So
Yeah, we put out a fundraising guide, a national fundraising
yeah,
guide that showed all the funding
yeah.
available by state. And then we also reached out to folks by industry to share best practices for folks who were having a tough time of it. We shared things that others in their industry were doing that were helping them navigate that
Yeah.
made a difference as well.
That's, I think, huge. It's set apart. I mean, anything else I saw was happening. Oh, we have a question. Said, how can we win? Oh, you have to refer people.
Yeah.
You have to refer people to PocketSuite. So if you go in, I have the link already in my bio.
Perfect.
Go ahead and click through there, and you can add PocketSuite and get in there and put all your info in. You get a phone number with PocketSuite. I'm just going to go all sales here.
Please go do it. Love it.
You get reminders. Your clients will know how to get with you. You'll be able to text back and forth. And it's a really easy app, and it was so magical when it's just like one person doing everything.
All in one place is what people tell us is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
You can go to PocketSuite/rewards to check out all the rewards you're potentially eligible to win. And, you know, again, this is just the beginning. We want to just reward you for just being you and for sharing, you know, the things that have made you successful in your community. That for us is like everything.
Yeah. Thank you. That's awesome. We love feeling, you know, like our app appreciates.
Well, that's the thing. You know, we fundamentally believe, like, look, there are 24 million businesses that really have like one employee or less, right? 24 million. And so we think about it, we think, gosh, if those businesses could hire one more person, we'd be in a super negative unemployment rate situation. But if you just focused and like help build businesses that have 0 or like 1 or 2 employees, it'd be game changing.
Yeah,
and so,
you're right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow.
Yes. So, so lots more goodness where that's coming from. Mandi, you've been a champion right from the beginning. Anything you need, we are going to follow up with you, knowing that you're like a master teacher now. We're actually coming out with a new version of the app where you can have the Pretty in Ink edition of the app, where anybody you teach gets a version with your defaults in it, contracts, forms, any default messages, videos from you. So want to demo that for you and see if that's something that would be cool for you.
Okay, I would love to know more. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Well, always great talking to you, Mandi. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Stay out of the shitty weather.
You too, Truman. Yes, bring some sun. Shed some sun over here. Bye, Jamie.
Bye-bye. Have a good one.
You too.